Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Free Daily Coaching. Let me turn the music off and turn the volume back up. Say good morning and welcome to Free Daily Coaching. Another morning to start off our day and get some tips, tricks, and marketing help. What I'm doing, I'm going to do another call this morning on mindset. And the reason is I identified something yesterday in my business and I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder how many people, I wonder how many times this happens to other individuals. And when it does, there's no like way to, there's no rule book, there's no instructions on how to react, on how to take action. So I wanted to talk about this morning because I thought it was so key. So here's what happened. So as many of you know, I do a lot of coaching. And so a lot of the appointments I set are here in my phone. And I have a calendar application here on my phone that I use. And I use the iCal and sync it up. And so it gives me the ability to sync up my calendar with my wife's calendar and then different family events that we have going on. And we can do it on my phone and on my computer. Well, over the last, I don't know, 2 weeks, maybe 3, and it was actually since I was doing some other updates on the computer, there's been times where I'm getting a call, like an incoming call from a client, and I'll be traveling or something will happen and I'll get the call and it will be unexpected. Okay. Now, this is the crazy part. It's unexpected because I didn't see it on my calendar, but then when I come home, it's on my work calendar. It's on my desktop on the calendar there. And this is the reason. I sit at my desk a lot of times during the day when I'm working and doing some work. And then a lot of times I'm walking around when I'm on the phone and I'll walk back to my desk. I'll set the appointment there because I can see the whole calendar instead of trying to do it while I'm talking on the phone, right? I could talk on the phone and pull up the calendar up on my computer. Well, whenever I updated my desktop computer recently, I didn't redo my cloud password or whatever on the computer. I had like skipped over that when the computer restarted. So the two things were not syncing. So because of this one challenge, this one obstacle that I had, I didn't put in the correct password, things weren't linked up. And because of that, I wasn't getting all of my appointments on a regular basis. And I was missing some stuff. Some things were falling through the loop because my calendars weren't synced up. So I was scheduling things and my schedule was off. Now, working from home, I do try and keep somewhat of a regular schedule. I do certain things in the morning, right? And depending on what I've got going on that morning will dictate the next few actions. And I do that pretty regularly. However, some of the calls and some of the interactions that I have and then traveling, it gets complicated. So you want to keep that, scheduled out. So identifying that, hey, I'd either A, missed calls or B, had to reschedule because of travel and because the calendars weren't syncing was crucial. And noticing that yesterday, it was a simple fix of saying, hey, let me go and enter this password. Let me get the password. Let me enter it in here and let everything sync up. So that really started to make me think about how many other things in our business did we go through, did we start, and then we didn't finish, or we didn't finish all the way, or we're not even sure if it's actually functioning properly. And I had the chance this past weekend to work with Chris Schaus, and we were setting up one of the automated systems for her. And so one of the things, and I recognized that in that, and she already had planned on coming up to the ranch, and so we knew that we were going to work on some of these things. So it was interesting to see that it happens to all of us, that especially when we're doing something that we haven't done before. If it's a multi-step process and we go through some of those steps and somewhere along the line, either A, we get interrupted from, outside influences, we have to stop for some reason. It gets too technical and we have to come back and redo it later. If any of those situations occur, there's a good chance, right? There's a good chance that we're gonna forget where we were at in the process, and or we're gonna leave it and kind of forget about it and keep moving on. Now, that's happened, I know for myself, on multiple different projects, on multiple different levels, because of, a lot of times because of technical inabilities or frustration, right? So getting stuck on a project and then leaving it. And so when we look at that and when we see that and we can identify the actual challenge, the actual obstacle that we're having, and then go in right away immediately and change it, that's where the shift comes. See, this idea of like a constant mindset, like we're always all positive and everyone's super energetic all the time and everyone's going 100% of the time, is just not true for every single individual. That's just not that's not the reality that's occurring. And so the reality is that the world is happening every single day. Outside influences are coming every single day. We have family, we've got friends, we've got, you know, bills to pay, we've got relationships to keep in touch with, we've got work, we've got friends, we've got church, we've got pets, we've got children, we've got parents, we've got all these other activities and people and relationships in our lives, right, that are all pulling with equal amounts of force and varying amounts of force at different times. So what is this idea of mindset that keeps us going day after day, that keeps you moving forward in your business day after day? Well, I suggest that there's a combination of things that, in addition to taking action, right, and taking the action is key, right? This is why most of the time, what I've noticed for myself anyways, and I'm not sure, maybe you can relate to this, maybe you do this same type of thing. For the most part, people, and myself included, practice avoidance. So if there's something that I need to accomplish, if there's a task that needs to be done, however, in the past, it's been too technical, it's been taking up too much time, I haven't been able to solve that particular obstacle, I will most likely skip over that task and go do something else before I get that task done. Well, this is the fundamental problem there. By skipping that task, I'm reinforcing this negative loop that I'm not getting this required item and task accomplished. Well, if I flipped the coin and actually took the steps to accomplish the task, whether that meant I called and got help from someone, whatever it was required to accomplish the actual goal, to get that task accomplished, if I actually overcame that obstacle, if I pushed through and accomplished something and overcame the challenge, right? If that happens, the opposite is true as well. So instead of a negative reinforcement, it's a positive reinforcement that actually boosts you up, that actually propels you to want to do even more, because you have that positive reinforcement, because those endorphins are flowing, because you're actually doing something and you now accomplished overcoming a challenge. You now overcame or pushed through an obstacle. When that happens, when those things happen, what happens is you're mentally reassured. You know that, hey, I could do this. This is possible. This is a real thing that could happen. When you do that over and over and over again, that starts to become more of a norm. Now, this takes, just like anything in life, this takes time to start to incorporate in. So what can you do on a regular basis? How could you start to change your mindset on a daily basis? How could you do this on so regularly that it became normal for you to go out and seek the solutions and actually overcome the challenges, rather than slink back and say, oh no, I can't do this, right? What if taking the action and moving forward became more natural and more comfortable than sitting back and questioning and wondering what's going to happen if I do this, maybe I shouldn't do this. I don't want to, rock the boat. I don't want to take the action because I might fail. All of the things that we normally get wrapped up in, right? So I literally identified this challenge yesterday, like, man, this is really driving me crazy. What's going on? So I looked and I identified it. So I look at my phone. I'm like, okay, it's in here. So I come, it was in my phone because I had typed it in my phone. So I come over to my desk and it wasn't in my desk computer. So then I started looking at my desk computer and I saw that there was things in my desk computer that weren't on my phone, right? And one of the reasons was after Chris left yesterday for the ranch experience, I called my father because he's coming into town in a week and it wasn't in my phone. And I know my wife had put it in the calendar. And so that was the beginning of the confusion, right? Especially then I'm like, okay, I missed these calls. Now this isn't in my calendar. Something's going on. And then I saw that. It was like the first time I'd seen it in like 2 weeks. And I recognized, hey, we need to fix this challenge right away. So is there areas of your life in your business that you identified the challenge or the obstacle and you've identified the challenge or obstacle, yet you just haven't followed through on the action? That's a reality that many people have, and that's okay. I'm telling you that multiple people experience that you're not the only one, and that this is the reality. The way to overcome that specific challenge, that procrastination, that fear, that avoidance, is to press in harder, press in forward, and just go for it and take the action. And the more that you do that, the more that you're willing to go and put yourself out there and take the action, the more comfortable you get taking the action. And that's the overcoming of the obstacle and the challenge, because then that fear and that avoidance starts to dissipate because of the positive reinforcement that you get from actually taking the actions that are required to get to the end goal, and the end goal is really that we want to overcome a bunch of these challenges that we're having and obstacles that we're having. So I wanted to talk about this morning because I recognize this challenge. I've been recognizing it, and yesterday it was glaring. And then I was thinking about this weekend, how many things are all of us avoiding because we don't know the answer, when we could go out and ask a question and find out the answer. We could ask someone else, like maybe it's a skill set we don't possess and we have someone else do something for us. Like we pay someone, hey, I'm not a graphics guy. Maybe I'm going to go pay someone 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever, to do some graphics work, right? That could be a reality for some of us. And that's an easy solution rather than just avoiding it and going, oh, well, I can't build this because I don't have a graphic, and I can't build graphics because I'm not very good and I don't know how to work the graphic thing, right? It's even going back to one of the challenges that I had is I couldn't get organized, and I couldn't organize myself because I'm not really comfortable with spreadsheets, right? So in the beginning, I had Jessica, my wife, help me out. Hey, could you help me and transfer some of this stuff to spreadsheets? Yeah, she started doing that. Hey, could you show me how you did that so that I could do it in the future? Then watching other people work with some spreadsheets, and not that I'm an Excel spreadsheet master or that I can master numbers or the Google spreadsheets or any of that, but now I could use them to an ability to be able to organize myself. Why? Well, because I recognized that there was a challenge that I was spending a lot of my time simply looking for information that I'd already done, right? Something I'd saved, something I created, right? Or I was trying to sift through thousands of files looking for something that I just wanted to find one thing and I didn't know where it was. Where if I started to get organized and put information into spreadsheets, I knew I could do that. So I wanted to talk again about this and have a mindset call about this, because this is a mindset where we grind ourselves down, many of us, on the skill sets that we don't currently possess. And we let that mindset tape, that voice, we let that voice go over and over, and instead say, whoa, I'm going to stop that voice and say, that used to be a challenge for me, but moving forward, I'm going to learn this skill set, or I'm going to have someone assist me in doing this. So this is no longer a challenge in my business. So I'm able to move forward, right? Because if this is an obstacle, if this is something that's a challenge, I need to overcome this challenge. I need to push through and or surmount this obstacle to move forward in business. It's not even a question. It's a requirement, right? It is a requirement. So instead of shrinking back, instead of thinking like, I don't know if I can do it, instead of going into the fear and the doubt, let's press in forward. Let's move forward and let's step into the action. And one of the ways to do that, and I'm always going to refer to this, is go back to those TED Talks and go back to those Amy Cuddy videos and do some affirmation work, do some power poses, and really be able to invigorate your life. Add in something that you know is going to be beneficial. Maybe it's exercise, maybe it's meditation, maybe it's prayer, maybe it's alone time, maybe it's a walk every single morning. Whatever that looks like, add that in so that you have the ability to move forward, so that you can bolster your mental attitude each and every day on a regular basis. Just like you wake up and you forget, hey, I got to do X, Y, Z. We forget sometimes that we got to wake up each day and energize our mind, energize our soul, right? Fill our cups up, not just with a cup of coffee to get you, to get the caffeine, but what are you going to do to fill up yourself, right? Fill up your spirit. And I just, I wanted to say thanks to Chris. She actually, left a book here, so I have some new reading material to go through, like literally to to have more new material to ingest, to add, to invigorate us, so that we can share it with you, so that you can go out and keep this mindset. Because a lot of what we do is mindset. If you're trying to build a home-based business, if you're in network marketing, if you're in multi-level marketing, maybe you're just trying to set up your own consulting or coaching services, and you're just getting getting up on your feet and getting going. Well, a lot of this, and when I say this, a lot of building your business is mental. A lot of it's the mindset. Are you going to move forward? Are you going to do whatever it takes to move forward? And are you going to focus on the activities that are going to actually move your business forward? Or are you going to do, non-money making, non-lead generating activities? Are you going to just do busy work? Or are you going to actually do the work that's going to keep you busy, right? So another mindset call this week. I'm fired up because we're working on a lot of projects. We've cleaned up some of the workload that we had. We cleaned up some projects. We put some stuff on hold. And some of the things that we're doing, we're trying to simply streamline for you, for us, for everyone, so that we can overcome challenges. We can show you how to do that. We can create your home-based business. You can do it in simple steps and simple increments, and you can overcome any of the tech challenges, the knowledge challenges, the age barriers. All of that can be overcome simply and easily if we break things down and really just make it simple. And that's what we're trying to do here at Free Daily Coaching. Thank you for joining us for a mindset call here on Free Daily Coaching. We want to encourage you to join us this Wednesday. We'll be on an amazing webinar. You can join us. We do a webinar every single Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you want to join us, I will send you over to the registration link so you can do that, and I will see you all the next time. Thanks for joining us here at Free Daily Coaching.